Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Dumpster Diaries. I'm Moses Wartooth, and I'm here with Justin Allen, and we're going to start things off with a little gun violence.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to fuck with this dude, you know? No. That's for sure,
this
man.
Is somebody you don't want to run into in a dark alley. He knows how to handle business, and he's going to insult you.
He's a real gunslinger from the West, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's check him out.
8-year-old Chris Gaither was home alone Wednesday morning when he heard a noise. Someone had broken into his house. Scared, Chris grabbed a 9mm handgun.
When he was coming downstairs and told me he was going to kill me and F you, all that.
The intruder made it out the front door with a hamper in hand. That's when Chris started firing off bullets.
I shot through a hamper that he was carrying. It was a full metal jacket bullet. I went straight through the back of him and was like, and he started crying like a little baby. I hope you aren't arrested for coming to this house trying to steal stuff.
Dude, that kid had the death stare, didn't he? He's just started crying like a little baby, like not even like breaking eye contact with the camera.
I'm gonna kill you, F you, all that.
Dude, I don't know, man. That's kind of a badass little story, dude. You know, like the fact that the kid is so calm about it, though. You know?
And he had. I mean, he was confident. It's clearly. I feel like his parents probably taught him how to shoot a gun.
Yeah.
He was not like, oh my gosh, what's going on?
Well, it probably also it didn't seem like he killed the guy either. So I'm sure, like,
No.
you know, if he had killed the guy, maybe that kid's response might have been different.
I mean, if he'd have ran up and double tapped him or something.
Just like like some like ghost ops shit or
Yeah,
whatever, you know? Like, what the fuck?
He's like, I did this on Call of Duty.
That is kind of a badass reputation to have as an 11-year-old in school, you know? Be like, yeah, dude, like I shot that friggin' dude, you know? And then it's all over the news.
And he's the hero too. It wasn't even like he didn't get in any trouble. He did the right thing.
It wasn't just like a random act of violence or some shit. You know? I wonder where they're at. It kind of sounded like they're in the South, man.
I would bet money it was the South. Yeah.
Not really getting the vibe. It was Southern California.
No.
Or, you know, like
They'd have put poor Chris in handcuffs if it happened in California.
New York City or Boston or something. I don't think it's.
He shot an immigrant.
Oh my God!
It's a hate crime.
You know that reminds me. Did you ever see that episode of South Park called World War Zimmerman?
Yes.
And but they're treating Zimmerman
like a retired war hero.
Yeah,
basically.
like he's a government asset or whatever. And they're like, sir, your country needs you again. And then he shoots Cartman, but Cartman's doing blackface.
Yeah.
And then they go and they're like, oh, congratulations, you did a good job and all this stuff. And then one guy wipes it off. He's like, wait, this kid's not black.
He's a white kid.
And then the next scene is just George Zimmerman, like literally in the electric chair, just getting like electrocuted, you know, like just kill him instantly. You know? Yeah, man. But I don't know, man. That kid's a badass, man. You know, like he
defended his home. He defended his own life. He's a lot braver. He handled that situation a lot better than most men.
Yeah.
So.
I know a lot of dudes I know, they'd be screaming like a bitch, like,
yeah.
I'm gonna get killed. God, oh God.
Yeah.
Like hiding behind their girlfriends or wives, you know?
Yeah. Shoot them first.
Oh God. Just throw the kids at the intruder, you know?
The burglar's like, damn, you're a shitty human being.
I just feel bad for you.
Yeah.
Like, just puts the gun up and leaves, you know? Yeah, dude. But then also that says a lot about that robbery too, man. You let an 11-year-old get one over on you, you know?
I mean, he pulled a gun on him.
That's true. I guess a gun, what do they say, is the ultimate equalizer? You know? It's like,
I'm pretty sure that guy was not figuring that kid was going to use the gun.
yeah,
but I mean,
shit. I wonder if there was like a standoff, like a Mexican standoff moment where like
I bet for like a few seconds there was like eye contact. He saw the kid with the gun.
guy's like, put the gun down, kid. Wrong house, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Bang, and shoots him. What caliber do you think it was? It's probably like a 22.
It was a 9mm.
Oh, they said it was a 9mm? Oh,
Yep,
shit.
it was a pistol.
Dude, oh my God. So the kid pulls a Glock. He's just like, all right, let's do this.
He's like, my daddy keeps it on top of the gun safe.
Yeah.
Bro.
The safety's always off.
Yeah, one in the chamber.
Just like his daddy before him. Like, God damn, dude.
Old Gunny. It's a World War I fucking relic.
What would be even more badass is if the kid was the one who called the ambulance.
Oh, yeah. Be like,
yeah, I
come
shot
get this piece of shit out of my yard. Just hangs up on him.
That's what you get for trying to steal stuff. Get out of here. You know? But I don't know. That kid seems cool, man. Oh, dude. But our next video.
He's going places.
Our next video. Which one's our next video that we're going to do?
Hillary Clinton or even Big Mike. Even Michelle Obama. Sorry, I don't know why I said Big Mike. Back to you, Jake.
Dude, that is a hell of a screw up right there, man.
Yeah.
But then he says it again to like correct himself. He's like, "Oh, I don't know why I just said Big
Why I
Mike."
called her Big Mike, but
Dude, I have to watch the news so much, like for what we do, man, and like I never get to see people do shit like this. I see
I know.
them saying dumb, like dumb talking points or whatever all the time, just filling air.
but as far as like actual mistakes,
Yeah, I never get to see that shit.
yeah,
man.
they're. I mean,
always
those dudes
eludes
get.
me.
I mean, they talk 24/7 on screen. They're pretty. At that point, they're pretty good.
Yeah, you're bound to say something a little jacked up every now and then, though. At least if you're talking that much.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where the news really went to shit, man. Was whenever they switched and started doing 24-hour, 7-day-a-week news.
Because there's just not. I mean, there is, but that to actually be reporting on new stuff constantly, that takes a lot of like time, man hours. Like you got to have people in the field doing that shit.
Yeah, dude.
Otherwise, they just send somebody for Gaza for a day or two, have them report on that for the next 16 fucking days.
Yeah.
And they're calling it good.
I don't know how true it was, but I was listening to some shit a while back. I think we might have talked about it at one point too. There was a period, like within the last like couple of years, there was a day where only like I think it was only like 50,000 people were watching CNN at one point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or MSNBC or some shit like that.
I'm pretty sure it was CNN.
And then I started thinking about it. I was like, yo, how many of those like viewers are just like TVs in airports and shit like that? You know what I mean?
Going on.
Yeah, dude. Like I was like, damn, dude, that's just wild. But that's why they say bonkers shit all the time to try to get more people to view their stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, people just can't trust mainstream media anymore, dude. You know? I mean, I'd like to. It'd be nice, but I don't know. I feel like it would be a lot better if we had like an early morning segment, say like a Fox, CNN, like all of it, right?
Well, like local news. They have the morning news and the evening news, and that's it.
Yeah, I just feel like the mainstream should be like that too, man.
Yeah.
You know? Like, yeah, publish it online if you want, but like...
But then what would they got to run that machine 24/7 to push that advertising.
It's just so trash, man.
Yeah, but it's all about the advertisers.
Yeah.
They're sold to the highest bidder, so they want that shit running 24/7.
I think it's just backed by the government more than anything, dude, to be honest with you. Ever since that, damn, I can never remember this guy's name. Every time we bring it up. Shit. He was the director of the CIA, and he was under a congressional investigation, and he was directly asked, like, do you have agents that actively work in mainstream media? And he said yes.
Well, I mean, of course they do.
Yeah.
They're active in that as well as they're active in the fucking Twitter and Facebook and all that other bullshit, too. They're in everything.
Yeah, so they're, like, really just controlling it, pushing a narrative.
I mean, it would be more honest if they were, like, sponsored by the CIA.
Just tell us, man. You know,
Yeah.
like, we'd be cool. So, but it kind of makes you wonder, like, how much shit you see in America is actually propaganda. You know what I mean?
Most of it. I mean, a lot of it is just, it's their take on the truth, but to be backed by their perspective and their agenda.
True.
I mean, that's why you can watch the same exact story on CNN and Fox, and they're totally different stories to be told. Like, the underlying, like, fact is there somewhere, but then you gotta go through each side's bullshit on it.
I also think you got to be a real, like, piece of shit to want to work in mainstream media now.
I don't know, man. I would look at it as an acting job. That's what it is.
Sketch comedy. That's all we're doing.
Pretty much, dude.
I'm just saying, like, there's people that like, I want to be a journalist. I want to go work for like the Washington Post or like, the New York Times. It's like, do you really?
Now, being an independent investigative journalist, that
would be cool. Those dudes are cool. The guys who are blowing the lid off shit and stuff, you know, like
doing illegal shit, like getting in, worming their way into places with hidden cameras.
That's the cool shit.
Yeah, that stuff's awesome.
They're catching people just doing dirty shit all the time, you know. So like that. Oh, what's her name? Van Zeller.
Maria.
Is it Mariana Van Zeller?
Starts with an M. Marina.
Maria. I can't remember. But she runs that show Traffic.
Yeah.
On Nat Geo, and she's like really good.
Mm-hmm.
So she's always like, she gets herself in some fucking dicey situations, man. I'm like, yo, you got some balls of steel, because I would not be doing that shit, dude.
Yeah.
You know? Or like those dudes, those journalists, like especially in the early days, like the invasion of Iraq and Afghanistan and stuff, they'd go and they'd be like interviewing like members of the Taliban like on their turf.
They got a bulletproof vest. And that's it.
It's like, What?
Well, hell, in its good days, Vice News was badass on that shit. Now they're a piece of trash, but used to, they did like extremely good investigative journalism.
I think they went bankrupt.
They did.
They had to get bought out by somebody.
Yeah, because they went totally fucking woke and were just pushing out bullshit that no one cared about.
I remember that shit too, because like they had like a solid like a 5-6 year period where it was like
they
amazing.
were cranking out awesome stuff.
You know, like when they had their whole show on HBO and stuff. I used to watch that Vice News.
Me too. Yeah, that shit was good.
And but then
it was interesting and it was honest.
Yeah, somewhere towards like around 2020, man, they started getting all like fucking weird with stuff, and then it was just like
around the pandemic and BLM bullshit.
They doubled down on the woke mind, dude, and like honestly, that's like the worst thing to fucking do, man.
Go woke, go broke.
Yeah, and it's like it's coming full circle too, man. Like we can talk about that a little later or whatnot. Remind me to bring it up, but the comedian Tyler Fisher.
Oh, yeah.
His discrimination case that he has. Yeah, so we'll talk about that later. But anyway, man, you want to move on to our next video that we can watch and talk some shit about? God damn, brother.
Oh, fireworks.
Holy shit, man.
So for the listeners, that was an insane mudslide.
Yeah, I just wiped out like a half a village. And I'm like, dude, holy shit, man. That nature ain't no joke, man.
I mean,
you know?
That's got I don't know. Do you think that's worse or equal to than an earthquake? Cuz like, I don't know, man. It'd be tough cuz I feel like that has some of the qualities of an earthquake. Like it's still destroying crap.
Okay, like if I was just like on a flat surface, I'd rather deal with an earthquake than deal with that shit.
Yeah.
Because you get caught in that, you're fucking dead. Like, there's no way around that.
I mean, if you get caught in the actual fissure of the earth.
But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like earthquake, you could just probably jump really high and then
or maybe
skip
like
it. You know?
as long as you weren't in like a fucking 45-story apartment complex where that shit crashed down. Like, yeah, if you're in a regular
dude.
house,
if I lived in California, I would not be living in like apartment complex or some shit like that.
No penthouse suite for you up there.
Fuck no, dude. I live in a fucking back of a
Skid
shit.
Row, man.
Yeah, I was somewhere
about
flat. I don't need shit above me. Like I ain't becoming a fucking cartoon character and squished like a fucking Wile E. Coyote or some shit. You know?
Where they fucking flutter down like.
Yeah, dude. So I don't know, but nature's something not to be fucked with, dude. Like, mudslide. I don't know. I'd take an earthquake over a fucking mudslide any day, dude. I don't know.
You know? Like you say, it would depend on your location at the time.
I also have like this. I don't really consider it to be an irrational fear, but I do have a fear. I've talked about it before on here. I definitely have talked to you about it. I have a fear of like being like suffocated, like buried alive,
claustrophobic.
Yeah, like the thing is, I'm not even claustrophobic, but it's something about like if I was buried buried alive in a casket 6 feet under, like that to me is the most terrifying fucking thing in the world. Or like caught in an avalanche,
just being like, or like even like like a snowbank, fucking moves around, you're underneath, like basically just like when you under the ground, can't get out type shit,
and you're gonna suffocate. And like that's how you're gonna go, you know. Or if like the pressure is so much like you can't breathe. Yeah. Oh god. Fuck that, dude.
So none of those stunts where they like put the people in the glass coffin and bury them for like 7 days. You got to stay under there type.
You remember that shit? Yeah. People like it was wild. Like in the late '90s, people were doing a lot of magicians were doing that.
What was that? It was like death-defying stunts, I guess is what it was called.
I remember watching one, it was like an old TV show, man, back in the day. I mean, I was like fucking 10 years old, if that. And it was like some hack-ass magician was like gonna get buried alive, and he had like basically like a plexiglass coffin so they could see him, and they dug out like, you know, a grave, and they had a bulldozer come in and pour the dirt on top of him. Well, the thing is like they had it all set up, and the night before it had rained heavily. So they miscalculated the weight of the dirt.
Ooh.
And you see it, and they get almost to the top of filling it, and then you just see the dirt drop like 2 fucking feet because it fucking collapsed in on itself, and it filled that shit up with him in it. And so they were like frantically, he lived, but they were like frantically digging, like trying to get him out. They were like, oh fuck, oh fuck.
Imagine
oh,
if
fuck.
they just didn't think and got shovels and were like,
and just like, ah, yeah. Like, get him in the knee or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I'm sorry, Bill. You know, like, you know, but yeah, dude, fuck that, dude. There's no way, man. I could do something like that. Tornadoes, I don't fuck with tornadoes either. Nah, it's not my style, dude. That movie Twister fucked me up as a kid, dude.
I mean, the only people that are like, yeah, tornado, that's my shit, are those storm chasers.
Fucking psychos that drive into them.
Although those, have you seen, it's like that tornado-proof vehicle they have. There's like 1 or 2 like rich dudes built it, basically, like the badass storm chasers. They got a lot of money. They built like this impenetrable thing that supposedly can like it's basically like a bulletproof tank.
It can just get picked up and like moved around.
I mean, I'm sure obviously if they hit a fucking F5, that thing's going somewhere. But
yeah,
it supposedly is like an impenetrable vehicle. What if you could get in some kind of an impenetrable bubble and just get that thing and just get slung up in there?
Dude, that would be fucking
You have to be
wild.
strapped in though, or the impact would smash your fucking shit.
I just feel like the centripetal force, like the G's, would like fucking kill you.
Well, if you were strapped in, dude.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but like the pressure on like your organs and stuff like that. Like if you were like you know, like when they're training pilots and they're spinning around,
like busting G's.
Yeah, I mean, if you're like
I wonder how
F5,
many G's a goddamn tornado produces.
I don't know. It's got like a massive one, like an F5 is gonna fucking take out an entire
city. They do that
city.
shit on Mythbusters.
You need to email that dude. What's that dude's name? Jamie?
Yeah, Jamie and Rick. I think Rick and Jamie.
Is that what it is?
I think. I don't know.
remember.
The dude with the mustache, the walrus dude, and
Just
the
email that
blonde
fucking dude and be like, hey.
I know you guys don't do the fucking show anymore, but come on, bring it back.
Remember when they got fucked up?
They were doing like drunk challenges.
No, they had to stop airing for a while. I think they had a lawsuit going on.
Really?
They were doing some experiment in the suburbs of all fucking places, and they had to shoot like a fucking or it might have just been that there was a shop or some shit. I don't know, but they had to shoot. They were shooting a bowling ball, right? And they were measuring something about like velocity and all sort of shit. And they miscalculated or whatever, and that fucking thing took the fuck off, dude, and it shot through someone's house. So imagine just being in your living room, and then a fucking bowling ball comes across, dude, just in one wall, out the other, dude, you know, like...
You're like, did we get transported back to the Civil War? They got fucking
Jesus
cannonballs
Christ,
out
fucking
here?
cannonballs coming here? Yeah, bowling ball or some shit, you know? Like, it was like, fuck, dude. Yeah, I think they had to stop filming for a while over that. Like, while they cleared that little fiasco up or whatever.
That show was awesome. I watched that one.
It was cool. I liked it, man. They're really smart dudes too, man. You know, like it's not.
Yeah, they've been doing all that special effects shit for years and years. Like they were just at like the Adam dude is an engineer. Like he still has a YouTube channel and he still makes all this crazy cool shit.
They both are. I think they both have like STEM degrees and shit too.
Yeah. The other one is.
I thought he was a physicist, right?
I think he is. Yep.
So that's kind of cool, man. Put a physicist and engineer in a fucking shop and be like, all right, figure some shit out. Yeah. It's like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah, that was a damn good concept for a show.
It really was, man. I mean, it was super fucking popular too, man.
Yeah, because it was awesome.
And
they were
like,
always shooting shit or blowing stuff up.
Now it's just like the Real Housewives, so go fuck yourself and you know. Dumb shit like the Jersey Shore, like I don't know. Is it Jersey Shore?
Brain rotting bullshit.
Oh God, dude. I think even if I passed like some people from the Jersey Shore, like in an airport, I wouldn't even like wave or stop to say hi. I think I'd just keep. I'd be like, "Fuck off, leave me alone." You know what I mean? Like you're like a waste of human space, you know. So, although that one dude from the Jersey Shore, he went to prison for a while.
Which one? The biggest one?
Yeah, they call him the Situation.
Oh, he ain't the biggest one, but he's.
Oh, he's not?
No.
I thought you were talking about physical, like, stature.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, really?
Ronnie was the biggest one.
Well,
with the Situation, dude, I just seen him recently. He's doing real good for himself and, like, cleaned up his life and was doing the sober thing now.
Yeah, they got him on, like, fraud charges and, like...
I think that was him.
And then he ended up, like, doing, like, I think it was, like, a couple years in prison over this shit, you know?
Well, he got out and found Jesus now, so he's doing good.
Yeah.
As they typically do.
I think there was another one. I think it was called Mob Wives or whatever.
Oh yeah, that was
it was kind of funny because like one of the husbands, he got fucking pinched while they were filming that shit, and it's just I don't think they ever really acknowledged it from my understanding, from what I heard about it. But like he was just like in the show, but he wouldn't really ever talk about anything. It was like super sketchy. Like
you couldn't talk about anything.
Like all these other bitches, like their husbands were like dead or like you know what I mean. Like they really weren't.
So
associated.
they could talk.
They weren't really associated with anything or whatever. But like this chick was.
He was
like,
still active in it.
Yeah, and like in their house, I remember like seeing it. Like a friend of mine like showed it to me or whatever, and like they had like a massive vault, like huge walk-in vault, and it's just guns and shit. Like I mean, it's all kinds of crazy shit. But then just like one day the dude's not there, and they're like, yeah, he went to prison for like 7 years or some shit. You know?
Dude, imagine being in the legitimate mob and being like having to tell your like everyone else in your like circle or whatever, like, yeah, I'm doing a reality TV show. I got cameras coming out of every goddamn point of my house. I'm like everything's wired up. They'd be like, get the fuck out of here, man.
We're gonna fucking kill this guy.
Yeah. Like I'd shoot him right now, but I'm sure he's being filmed.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, one of the best books I ever read. I liked it a lot. Was Confessions of a Mob Boss by Anthony Casso, and he was the head of the Lucchese crime family for a while, and fucking amazing story. The dude's, I think he's still alive. He's still in prison, but they gave him like 456 years when it was all said and done. It's like it was insane. He like fully cooperated towards the end, and they still like they just fucked him in the ass in court. But he also like because he did like this whole sob story like towards the end, but they found him like I think he was convicted like beyond a shadow of a doubt of like personally killing like 28 people.
Nobody wants to hear that sob story, man.
But he was because if I remember right, John Gotti was the head of the Gambino crime family. Right, if I remember right, I might be getting flip-flop.
I think you're right.
But but he hated John Gotti because Gotti was like a superstar.
Gotti was a fucking hero. Like he was the people's champ.
Yeah, so he would always try to be on camera and all
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Like, he would flaunt it and make it known, and then like Anthony Casso would be like, "Stop fucking doing that."
He was trying to be like a real OG, like
yeah, and
stay in the shadows.
But he did business with like Gotti and stuff like that, and like I don't know. It was just a crazy world. It was a crazy time, you know. And but that's an interesting story book to read, man. But yeah, they gave that motherfucker 450 something fucking years, dude. I was like, God damn, dude. But he just talked about all the crazy ways that mob made money. And I mean, it's just like a lot of it's like the littlest things you wouldn't even think about, man. Like they'll just like you'll be like, okay, it'll be something random. They'll be like, okay, every window that's installed in the city goes through them. Like it'd just be the most random industries or whatever, you know. Like famously during the 80s, like they controlled the 5 crime families, all had a piece and controlled the entire concrete trade in New York City. And any piece of concrete that was ever poured had to go through them first, right?
I think they controlled part of the garbage trade for a while too.
Yeah. But Trump Tower was built during that time. So everyone was like alluding to the fact that somebody that Trump knew, like, somebody had to fucking pay off the mob to get those permits and get all that shit fucking poured.
So did anyone else who was doing any other shit.
Cost
like,
of doing business.
They trying to single Trump's ass out like everybody else is doing that shit.
Dude, did you see fuck, dude, what is his name, dude? Damn it. Dude, he was an underboss, I think Sammy the Bull. He was the underboss for John Gotti. I think it was him who said the shit. I might be getting confused with someone else. But anyway, he made a comment the other day. He was talking about how he's like pro-Trump. And he was like, that's our boy. He's like, that's my fucking boy. And then he like talks about how they tried to corrupt Trump for years and they couldn't. And they were like, he's uncorruptible. They were like, trust me, we tried. Like, and he never took the
bait.
bait.
That's the best damn endorsement ever.
And it was like the number 2 for John Gotti.
They should do, Trump should use that in his political commercials.
Like, see, I'm totally legit. Even the American Mafia.
The best campaign, uncorruptible. I'm the champ.
Yeah, dude. So, I don't know, man. Like, I mean, that stuff is still around, but it's nothing like it used to be back in the day.
I mean, they got replaced by the big dogs now. FBI, CIA.
What I formerly referred to as the Alphabet Gang.
Yeah. Before the Pride Month people stole it from them.
Stole that, you know?
Stole their rightful name right from under them.
Holy shit! Hey man, we got out of Pride Month pretty scot-free this year, man. It was it was pretty,
it is already over.
It's pretty tame, yeah. You know, so we had couple, what was it, the chick on the internet that blew up talking about spitting on a dick, and then there was a security guard that got in trouble for banging a fucking prisoner, and she filmed it.
She filmed it?
Yeah, she filmed it and put it on the internet, like her OnlyFans or some shit.
Oh, it wasn't in prison.
I thought it was prison.
It was a traffic stop.
Are we talking about the same shit?
Unless two of those situations happened at once. Yeah, it was at a traffic stop, and she was like, "Oh," like she was filming the entire time, but she was like I'm on OnlyFans basically, and he was like in duty. He was like, "All right." Oh, there's another one though.
Yeah,
but it happened in the back of the cop car.
The one I'm thinking about, the clip that I saw, like that came out in the news or whatever, like they were inside of a building. Like,
okay, so
he was
three of them.
He was a prisoner, and she was like a fucking security guard. Like
oh shit! Okay.
Officer, yeah.
Okay.
And she like bangs this dude, films it, puts it on the fucking internet, like showing her face, smiling and shit. And I was like, good God. And so
the correctional officer had an OnlyFans, banged a prisoner, and uploaded that shit.
Yeah.
Damn. And she didn't think she was gonna get caught with that. Like,
yeah, I know, dude. It's like, bro, what the fuck, man?
the one I saw, it was the cop has, obviously he's wearing a body cam, and then he's got the girl that he arrested in the back of the car, and she's like flirting with him, and he was like, hey, like she's like, I'll fuck you right now. She's like, you want? I was like, we can have sex right now.
And she's like arrested or detained or something.
She's detained in the back seat, and he's driving her to the station currently, and he's like, don't say that right now. Don't say that right now. And I don't know if that was for the camera or he was like, come on, don't be messing with me right now. Yeah. Like, but anyway, either way, he couldn't take it, so he ended up pulling over, and then they were banging in the back of the cop car, and another cop pulled up on them because they were like, she had a detainee, and now we ain't heard from him. He's in the back seat, so the cop pulls up on him, and he busts him like balls deep in the back seat with the chick.
Holy shit!
And
man.
he just opens the door, and the cop is like, of course, flipping to get his pants back on.
He's like,
and it's dead. Like, there's no hiding that shit, man.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah, especially now, like the cameras and all that shit. You know what I mean?
And it was like I say, the body cam footage, like she was actively talking about it. He was like, don't say this right now. Like, don't talk about it. He said, like, the camera is going on right now.
God, what an idiot.
But then,
dude.
Man, he should have just hired a prostitute off duty, man. Like, if he wanted it that bad.
Probably fucking knows where to find him.
I'm sure, yeah.
You know?
Probably get it for free, too. Just be like, look, you don't want to get arrested, right?
Holy shit, man. Dude, okay, speaking of, like, police and, like, incarceration and all that stuff, you want to watch our next video?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that one? Because that's kind of a cool concept. And apparently this is actually real. Because I thought this was bullshit at first. But I thought it was just like some sci-fi stuff, but this is actually like a reality, so which is fucking terrifying.
I mean, all the old science fiction shit is becoming reality.
Yeah.
So
it is true, man.
Imagine mentally serving 10 years of prison time in just 10 minutes. A scientist is working to make this happen. Let me explain. Cognify, developed by Hashim Al-Galahi, is a futuristic approach to criminal rehabilitation that combines AI with neuroscience. The technology involves implanting artificial memories directly into a prisoner's brain, making them experience their crimes from the victim's perspective. The rehabilitation session lasts for several minutes but feels like years to the criminal due to the altered perception of time within their mind. This intense experience aims to induce emotional states like remorse or regret, which some individuals may not produce on their own. Supporters of Cognify say it has the potential to revolutionize the criminal justice system by shifting the focus from punishment to rehabilitation, treating the people as patients instead of prisoners. They believe this method will lower the recidivism rate for prisoners and, quote, could enable them to reintegrate into society sooner and contribute to the workforce. While the potential benefits of Cognify are significant, the technology also raises several ethical concerns, including issues of consent, the potential for misuse, and the long-term psychological impacts on the individual. Many social media users have already drawn parallels to Clockwork Orange or a Black Mirror episode. What do you think about this method of prison reform?
You know how sometimes you go to work, you kind of make a mistake at work, like, oh shit, you know, I put this in the wrong container, or, oh damn, I didn't file that report in the right file, or whatever. Bro, imagine fucking up on the programming and adding like another fucking digit to that fucking prison sentence. It's like some dude says do 10 years instead of doing 100. Like, ooh, my bad, brother. Guy's coming out all fucked up because he just lived a century in 10 minutes.
What if they like accidentally input the wrong crime? Like you did some petty theft and you get in there with like slaughtering an orphanage or some shit, and you're just like traumatized for the rest of your life.
Dude.
Like, just kill me now.
Dude, yeah, that shit ain't never gonna fly, dude. I mean, if it ever happens, like we're so far away from that being like
that's like dystopian type shit, dude. I don't know, man. Which personally, I'm for just capital punishment. If the crime was that severe, just shoot them and end it all. Like I don't want to pay for these. I don't want to pay for that equipment.
No doubt.
But and also, they're gonna need sponsors for this, right? So like, you're about to shoot some woman in the head, and it's like Kellogg's cereal, like fucking just random.
But
stuff.
it's kind of cool. I like so. All right. So I mean, they were talking about like using it in like the penal like punishment, right? Like all that shit. Like the thing is like I started thinking about the optimistic side of it. Like you could take someone who experienced, like, if you can insert memories, then you could probably take them out. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
If you could, because then could you take someone who's a victim of some serious trauma and be like, okay, that memory no longer exists.
Well, I mean, this is talking about adding shit to their brain, not subtracting.
I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean?
I mean,
like,
probably
maybe,
eventually, and
so.
I don't know, or you could use it like for, I don't know, somebody that their parents were shitty to them. You could put some memories in there and be like, your dad loves you, like have like false interactions
or
with
you
family
could
members,
probably
or
pay a shit ton of money and be like, all right, I want to live a lifetime as like a major rock star or something.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna have that. But I mean, that's eventually with the whole VR shit. You're just gonna pop that headset on and be a goddamn rock star.
But
take it off.
It's crazy, man, because like you start fucking with it. I don't know. You start fucking with the human psyche because the human brain didn't evolve to have that shit, man. So like, I don't know. You don't really know how it's gonna.
I mean, I don't think it's gonna be safe or healthy, but it's gonna be cool.
It'll probably drive you crazy. Because then you like have to come out.
It's gonna be addicting,
and people have to be like, "Those memories aren't real." You're like, "No, I feel that shit. Like it's real. it's real to me. God damn it!" You know?
But then, I mean, but then at that point, it is real. Like, what are they gonna tell you? Nothing, because it happened to you. Like,
there was a show on Netflix. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I think it was like Carbon Copy. Fuck, I can't remember. It's been a while, dude. It's been a while since I've seen it. I only watched like the first season. But they had something like this. So it's in the dystopian future. They can take your consciousness and literally like put it on a thumb drive, right? So and then with that, they can upload it into another body. So you can get like a new body like whenever, I guess. So people kind of in some weird way live forever.
Yeah.
But when you commit a crime or whatever, they call like putting you on ice or whatever, they just basically download your consciousness onto like a thumb drive, and they literally just like fucking shelve you for like 100 years or some shit. But you're aware of all the time. So you have like no like sensory like feelings, like it's just a total mind. It's
like
just
purgatory.
It's just your consciousness being purgatory. You're just stuck there, you know what I mean? So and it's just like some people get like sentenced for like hundreds of years and shit, you know, and it's like ugh.
That sounds miserable. I mean, it depends on your religious beliefs too, because that could essentially be like hell. I mean,
yeah,
or whatever negative shit you think's gonna happen.
And then what was it? One thing that was cool about that show is like you're watching a character, okay? But the body of that character changes, but it's the same character.
It's still the same person.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. So they'll bring in different actors and stuff like that. So like I remember like when I was watching it, like one of the main characters was like a white dude or whatever from like House of Cards, and then like a few episodes later he was like an Asian guy. You know, but it was the same guy, but it's just different body and stuff like that, you know, which is total fucking mind fuck, dude.
I mean, that shit's not too far off, man. Eventually, we will be able to download our conscience into a computer and put it in other devices.
Yeah, AI is going to make it fucking wild, dude. And like, honestly, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, fucking like, oh my God, I don't know if this is a good idea, man. Maybe we should leave that shit turned off, dude.
No way, man. I'm ready to just bust the floodgates out.
All in?
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, we have the option, as of now, we have the option to not accept it and do it for ourselves, but I don't want to watch other people do it if they want to.
Yeah, I got you. Nah, I'm staying all natural, man. I'm staying away from that stuff. Like, nah, you know, like I mean, it'd be cool to like see it in use or people be a part of it, especially when you deal with like the integrating of it to the human body, like Neuralink, which is an amazing thing that they've created, but I'm not cool with that shit.
Dude, speaking of that, I watched an interview with the Neuralink dude. I can't remember his name. Do Know his name?
Oh, it was on the Joe Rogan Experience,
Yeah,
man.
but
Fuck, I can't remember the dude's name.
Anyway, he was talking about whenever he was playing video games, like the mind-muscle connection, it was like quicker. Like he would be aiming, like he was playing a first-person shooter video game, and like he would actually be able to shoot faster than his even mind processed it. So like he would shoot before he even like thought himself to
shoot. And he like said that he never misses.
Yeah. He was like having a built-in aimbot inside of his head.
And then what's crazy is you start thinking about the military applications of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Super soldier.
Yeah, like soldiers that never miss.
Or hell, just put them in those fucking robot dogs. I mean, they already got guns on. Like, they don't even need to use people.
What is it? Is it Boston Dynamics or General Dynamics?
Boston Dynamics.
Yeah.
Boston Dynamics, yeah.
Like
those things are awesome.
And
like,
you see the videos where they're like abusing the shit out of it, like kicking it and
kick
shit,
the fuck out
like hitting it with a door and stuff. It's like, oh, whoa, what are you doing?
Eventually, AI Pete is going to be all over that shit.
Yeah. And then I had a
living being.
Speaking of AI, man, I had a fucking wild dream the other day, man. I haven't even told you about. It involved AI. So I started thinking, like, in my dream.
You sure it was a dream?
It was
AI, man. Maybe you already have fucking neural link.
Fuck, maybe I've actually been in prison. You just come out of it, you're like, holy shit. You just been laying on that fucking table for 10 minutes. You think you've lived a whole fucking life. But, no, dude. So I started thinking, I was like, like AI, like it's gonna be able to compute data like at astronomical speeds.
Yeah, we can't even comprehend that shit.
Yeah, and it's just gonna keep getting faster and faster. Like, it's gonna be insane. So then I started thinking about like climate change, right? So I'm not saying climate change. I'm not getting down in the debate on climate change, okay? But
climate change, real or not? Let us know in the comments.
There you go. But anyway, so I started thinking about it. AI could take all the historical data, like from all across the planet, for like temperature, like how much it rains, you name it, everything, right? Like, and it can then compute like natural disasters and stuff like that. And it could probably, let's just say, in the realm of like global warming being real and it's caused by like CO2. Okay, let's just go in that realm. It could probably pinpoint. How do I explain this without sounding like completely moronic? So climate change is just it's a natural phenomenon. Like it just occurs naturally anyway. Okay, so there's some debate on whether or not like human influence
are really
sped
having that major fucking effect on
it. So let's just say it is having an effect, right? So all the world governments are kind of like, hey, like we need to like. Basically, we get like taxed out the ass, like restrict what we do, and it's like everyone's kind of getting punished. But then they let like these little shitty countries like off the hook or whatever, like no one in Africa has to worry about the fucking Paris Accord. You know what I mean? Like
shit, China don't care about that.
Yeah, like they literally have oceans of trash. But anyway, fucking God forbid, we have a barbecue in my house. But
yeah. Plastic straw into the world.
Well, I started thinking, like, so, let's just say, hypothetically, the United States, like, produce all the CO2 in the world. No one else produced any CO2, okay? Now, climate change is happening. Obviously, it goes in the atmosphere, it disperses, but does it disperse evenly? I don't think so. And does it affect different regions differently, right? So maybe it could be like, okay, we do some shit here, and then I don't know, maybe there's like some fucking massive like goddamn drought or some shit or like hurricane, you name it, insert whatever fucking problem that occurs in like
Kenya,
Japan, or like Kenya, but maybe AI could calculate it where instead of doing like blanket legislation, it could be like, no. This part of the world can only produce this much of this type of plastic. This much coal can be burnt because it's having a direct effect on X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? Make it very like technical.
The liberals will say that we're being racist or whatever culture has to limit their production.
Yeah, it was also just a dream. So it's something I thought about. I thought about the solution to climate change can become very, very unique to each individual country, not only country, but like regions within that country.
I feel like we should just ask it, hey, are we actually making a fucking difference or does this shit matter? And it'll be like, nah, blame like China and India, they're producing most of that shit. Americans, you guys are good. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Just keep doing what you're doing.
All your green energy bullshit is a lie and a scam to make money.
Yeah, especially when you really look into the fucking numbers and stuff behind all that shit, man. It's what the fuck are we doing?
Do you really believe that those people care about the environment?
No, they don't give a shit, dude.
They care about that paycheck.
Yeah. That's all they give a fuck about, man. Yeah, they don't give a fuck about the environment.
Let the cobalt mines roll, baby.
Daddy needs a new cell phone. What are we on, iPhone 26?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, let's do it.
$1,700 while I can't afford rent. Boom, let's go.
Fuck yeah, dude. Holy shit, man. Well, I don't know. I guess, well, you want to move on to our next subject, man? Or
Yep.
Yeah, what do we got? We're just going to talk about the debate a little bit.
The debate.
because we did go live, but we originally our plan was to like commentate over it, but they were just talking back and forth so quickly.
Yeah, like no one wants to hear us fucking talk. We've got to listen to those two guys talk.
So we just sat there and watched it with y'all, the ones that tuned in. If you tuned in, thanks for being an OG coon. That's how it is, But yeah, man. So we're gonna talk about it a little bit. We got a debate highlight video.
Yeah, we'll just play a couple of some entertaining shit that they said throughout the whole almost 2-hour deal. So
it was not good.
Okay, let's not act like children. President Trump, we're going to turn.
Let's not act like children.
With the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
They destroyed and deleted all of the information they found because they found out we were right. We were right. And they deleted and destroyed all of the information. They should go to jail for that. If a Republican did that, they'd go to jail.
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden, I want to give you a minute.
The only person on this stage is a convicted felon is the man I'm looking at right now. My son was not a loser, was not a sucker. You're the sucker. You're the loser.
President Trump?
First of all, that was a made-up quote, suckers and losers. They made it up.
You have the morals of an alley cat.
Give you a minute, sir.
I didn't have sex with a porn star, number one. Number two, that was a case that was started and moved. They moved a high-ranking official, a DOJ, into the Manhattan DA's office to start that case. He basically went after his political opponent because he thought it was going to damage me.
The only existential threat to humanity is climate change, and he didn't do a damn thing about it. He wants to undo all that I've done.
The Paris Accord was going to cost us $1 trillion, and China nothing, and Russia nothing, and India nothing. It was a ripoff of the United States. We have a hostage, a Wall Street Journal reporter, I think a good guy, and he's over there because Putin is laughing at this guy, probably asking for billions of dollars for the reporter. I will have him out very quickly as soon as I take office. Before I take office, he gets paid by China. He's a Manchurian candidate. He gets money from China. So I think he's afraid to deal with them or something. His military policies are insane. They're insane. These are wars that will never end with him. He will drive us into World War III, and we're closer to World War III than anybody can imagine. We are very, very close to World War III. I just won 2 club championships, not even senior, 2 regular club championships. To do that, you have to be quite smart, and you have to be able to hit the ball a long way, and I do it. He doesn't do it. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. He challenged me to a golf match. He can't hit a ball 50 yards.
I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you.
Oh my God, dude. That shit was all over the place, dude.
Yeah.
But when they started like bitching and bragging about their golf game,
I know it was like towards the last half of it, they were just they were off topic. They lost track of shit.
Yo, what are we talking about?
Be like, there's multiple wars going on. We got open borders, and you're gonna talk about your goddamn golf game.
I do like how the debates were set up this time, though. Like
for sure,
muted mics, no crowd, like they were separated, all that shit.
Yeah, and both of the what are they called? The
commentators.
Yeah, the commentators. They did a fair job. I was happy. Like I was surprised.
I felt like they were pretty neutral.
I feel like they were.
I think it's because there's so much pressure around this next election.
They didn't want anything to be skewed again them.
They don't want to fuck with it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. This might be like the cleanest election we've ever had. But yeah, man. So I don't know. I mean, overall, like it was a good format because I liked it because you could tell when people were dodging answering questions.
Exactly. And they were pretty good about being like, you didn't answer the question, and then read it to them again. And then they would still sometimes just not answer it. But
just start talking about some other shit, And that happened quite a lot,
It did.
That's one thing I like, because like in the past, they would just constantly just interrupt each other. Not just these guys, but like all debates. It would always happen. And so half the time when people like were allotted time to talk, they would just be defending themselves.
Yeah, or they would just be talking, which they did this too, but not as bad. But they would just be talking shit about the other person the whole time and just totally dodge the question.
Yeah.
Like, we get you fucking hate each other. Like one's a piece of shit, cool. Whatever. Like,
so
fuck it.
What are we gonna do about Israel and Ukraine and all that shit? The favorite question I had that I liked was when they asked about making childcare more affordable. And neither one of them gave not even a fucking word towards solving any
Neither
of that.
one of them said anything about that
They
shit.
didn't want to touch that shit, dude, because that's a sticky situation, you know? They're like, nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, those guys are something else, man. But, I mean, there's no doubt, man, that Trump won. I mean, it's not like it's really a winning, losing thing, but Trump performed a hell of a lot better than Biden did. I actually felt really bad for Biden, especially in the beginning when he was like really getting tongue-tied. I was like, oh, fuck. And there was like one time...
Dude, fuck him. That's his responsibility to be a goddamn coherent human being and lead our country, so fuck him.
Yeah, dude. And like, there was one point where he starts talking and then he just gets all jumbled up and then he just goes, and just like gives up. And then they're like, okay, but to you, Mr. Trump. Like,
they're like, Biden, you got 87 seconds, motherfucker. Keep talking. We ain't done with you.
Oh, dude, that's so funny. When they tell him he has 87 seconds left, he has a look of fear in his eyes.
He's like, oh my God, this was all I had.
Fuck, I just blew my load.
Shit, Trump's an asshole. He's a pervert.
He fucked a porn star. Fucked a porn star. That was a funny.
It was funny. Trump should, which I guess he can't admit it because he's been denying it for so fucking long. But if he would have just be like, he's already been convicted for the situation, I guess, so he should be like, yeah, did it. Pussy wasn't that good anyway, but whatever.
I still, to this day, feel like if he would just came out and owned it day one, none of this
they would have just shot that shit down.
Yeah. But
like if you're getting bullied, if you just own it, they'll like have nothing to talk about anymore.
I guess on the flip side, like with the check shit, right, with them misusing funds, he probably knew. Okay, he probably knew something was a fuck. You know, and he was like, "Ooh, shit!
Yeah.
No way I can acknowledge this ever."
Well, yeah, I'm sure like everyone in his fucking ear was like, "You did not do this. Like, do not ever admit to this."
Yeah,
shit.
do not say shit.
Yeah,
his lawyer's like, "I will go to prison."
Yeah,
yeah. I like how his lawyer was kind of gangster too. I mean, he ended up like testifying against him later and shit. But in the beginning, he was gangster. He was just like, "I work for you, goddammit!" Like, you know, like I don't give a fuck what anyone else says. And he ends up he goes to fucking prison for him. I think he was like waiting for the Trump to like pardon his ass, and he never did. He was just like, nah, leave that motherfucker in jail. Like, dude, so many fucking people I bet were like banking on Trump pardoning him. Because you know how many people around Trump have gone to prison? It's insane, dude.
Yeah.
And Steve Bannon, fucking, oh my God, he's trying to get out of his shit. Because he goes to, well, actually, this drops tomorrow. So he goes, it'll be when this is dropping. Like, he'll be going to prison.
So watch our episode. As you know, that guy's heading off to the clink.
He's only going to be there for 4 months, but he's fighting it tooth and nail. Like,
just suck it up.
Just don't be a bitch. Just go for 4 months, fucking play some golf, whatever. You know you ain't going to some hard fucking place, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You used to be a chief strategist for the fucking president of the United States. Like, you're probably going to be in there with, like, fucking rock stars and shit.
Yeah,
you know
like,
what I mean?
He ain't going to the fucking gulag. Like,
yeah. You're not going to have you doing hard labor in a penal colony in like Siberia. You know? But he did he put in like an appeal or whatever to delay his him having
sentence?
to go to like his sentencing. Well, I mean, he's already been like sentenced. There's like, hey, you're going to go, like, it's like, but delay when he has to actually go to prison or whatever. Like, he's trying to like appeal his shit, and I think they just shut it down. But I got the vibe that he was trying to push it out as far as he could in hopes that
like
Trump,
after the presidency,
and then Trump could just pardon his ass or whatever. So, I mean, you want to hear like what's crazy about like presidencies? Okay, is. Okay, everyone gets to do a first term. It's fine.
Yeah.
Typically. You want to see the crazy shit? Let them get elected a second time. Because then they're all in and they got nothing to lose. Because they can't do it a third time.
So anything that they were on the fence about, they're like, fuck it, let's roll with this.
Let's fucking go, dude. That's what Obama did. Bush did a lot of that shit too, man. Like, it was like, God damn, bro. So, but, I don't know. I think, like, if Trump, honestly, if either one of these, well, it's going to be one of these two, I guess. Like, if either one of these guys gets elected, like, whatever, you know, whether it's left or right or whatnot, that's going to go, like, full turbo mode. Like, whatever they wanted to do.
I mean,
like,
if Trump gets in, he's immediately going to start flipping switches and hitting buttons, canceling shit, locking stuff up, pulling money. Like, and if Fucknuts gets it again, we're probably gonna start like we're gonna go. China's gonna be like, Taiwan, the time has come. Like this shit is over for you guys.
Taiwan's looking a little worried about now, man.
But dude, and that is like, I don't know. There's a lot of talk now after this debate. There's a lot of talk about Biden's ass getting replaced anyways. So how do you feel about that?
Well, that's a sneaky fucking thing to do that actually, in my opinion, robs the Democratic voters in America.
Well, it looks bad.
Well, so here's the thing is they didn't have a fucking primary election. What?
Yeah.
What? No. So you didn't even give the voters a choice on anyone remotely different. So then now if fucking Biden croaks or drops out or whatever fucking reason can't run, they just throw whoever the fuck they want in there.
Well, I mean, on
and not
paper,
a single fucking vote got cast to that fucking dude's way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, on paper right now, Kamala's ass would be head up for it. She's the vice president.
I mean,
like if he was to get, like if he died.
If he died, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, well, she doesn't necessarily mean she has a run for like the.
No, but I'm saying like if he died,
then
or gets taken out now, she's automatically gonna step up.
But she would probably be like, there's no way I see her being like, I would run.
No, she wants to run, or not run, but she wants to be president. The last shit I saw was like somebody did some thing, but they were saying that she's pissed that she's not being like, because they're putting up Newsom. There's talk about Michelle. But apparently...
Well, Michelle already came out and said she's not going to do it.
Yeah, but they can... I mean... if Big Daddy Obama says you running, you running.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man. We'll see. But I think they're going to do a quick switch.
But either way, that's gonna piss a lot of people... That's going to piss voters off because they're going to be like... They're going to feel like it was the bait and switch technique first off. Because they had this motherfucker, he was running, he was supposed to run, and they're going to pull him out at the last second and replace him.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that many people are actually a fan of Joe Biden anymore. Like, even people who voted for him. So I think if they got a replacement...
They would be like, thank God I get to vote for this person.
Yeah. But they still should have given the voters a primary election. Like, that, to me, you just robbed, like, the American people. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's what they've been doing the last 4 years is robbing our asses.
Yeah. I mean, like, I voted in the Republican, but, you know, like, we had fucking half a dozen names to pick from, you know? I mean,
yeah, we had options.
Yeah, and it was just like, okay, you know, I like this guy, I like that guy, whatever. But, I don't know, man. Democrats are just fucking dirty as shit, dude. Ever since all that shit came out on WikiLeaks where they just, like, fuck over Bernie Sanders,
Well, hell, look what they do to RFK right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the same
and
shit.
You know the fucked up part is if they would have fucking played ball with him and they would have put him up as, like, running for the fucking Democratic Party, he probably would fucking win.
I could see him winning. Like, if it was just Trump and RFK,
it would be a fucking close race.
It would be way closer than these, like, than Trump and Biden.
Yeah. So it kind of makes you fucking wonder, you know? Like, are they just, like, have they just admitted defeat? They're just like, fuck it, dude, the next 4
I don't know,
years
but,
is a wash.
I mean, they know they can't they couldn't control RFK. So I think they're willing, like, they just want somebody that they got their fucking thumb on.
Yeah, because I feel like old Bobby Kennedy would just tell him to fuck off.
I mean, I would hope so. I think he really would. You know? But it's like Trump, they know they have no chance of controlling his ass, but they can continue to push their message of hate on the guy and win that way. Whereas RFK, they can't really smear him either because he hasn't done that much fucked up shit. Or if any, I mean, I just think everybody's done bad stuff, but not, I mean.
I just think this election is going to be a fucking bloodbath, dude.
I mean, it's going to be crazy.
I'm going to call it right now, man. I'm telling you right now, they lose both the Senate. They lose all of Congress, right? The House and the Senate, they lose that, and then they lose the White House.
Imagine if it was all Republican run.
Well, that's how it was the first 2 years Trump was president. That's why he was able to get so much shit done.
I know that's what like
everything could get passed through Congress quick as fuck. He would sign it off, and it would just be boom, 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 boom. Now, actually, is that how you want a government to be?
Right now it is. I'm tired of this bullshit, man.
But that's also we have like
fucking flip back.
We have like limits and stuff like that, like, you know, term limits.
Exactly. I mean, he can work on undoing all the bullshit that's been going on to get his half-ass in the right direction for the next guy to probably fuck up too. So
it can only if it gets like too far gone or whatever, it can only be so far gone for so long before like there's a chance for the American people.
I mean, that's why this shit's important. We can't have another 4 years of this same goddamn terrible bullshit, man.
Yeah, dude. Fuck.
Our Social Security's gonna be gone by 2026 at this rate if we get another 4 years of this motherfucker.
Yeah, dude. I just feel like a long time ago he sold out America.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like
And he has the fucking audacity to talk about we're gonna tax the rich to make everything better. Dude, just stop sending money to foreign countries. We'd be fine. We could pay for all of our shit.
Yeah, dude. It's
like how is that not your first fucking thought to take care of your own American people before other motherfuckers?
What's so crazy is like we actually can solve a lot of our own problems that we have.
We can solve damn near all of them. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Because I mean, you and I have been to countries where like. They don't have the issues we have because they put money towards it and funds. I mean,
every other country takes care of themselves first. America is the only moron that just dumps all our funding to every other motherfucker and forgets our own people.
Yeah, dude. You know, so that's
greatest country on earth, stupidest government on earth. God damn.
I don't know. That's why I like Trump, man, because he made it fair. He was like, yeah. Like,
I don't care if he's banging porn stars and grabbing on chicks or whatever. He makes good decisions for the country. I mean, if you don't like him or don't trust him, don't be around him. But just enjoy what he has to offer. Enjoy those gas prices, man.
Dude, fuck. You know, like, so I don't know. I don't know. I mean, but I do think that debate told America what they needed to do.
It scared a lot of Democrats.
Oh, I'd be fucking worried if I was one of those guys, dude. Like,
they're like, holy shit, am I still backing this guy?
It's clearly over. It's checkmate, dude. The only thing they can do is some sneaky snake shit, like fucking right there at the end, like switch it out and throw it. If they throw Gavin Newsom in there, fuck. Because I don't like the guy, but he's very charismatic.
Dude, he's like the equivalent to an evangelical preacher. He's like very charismatic, good. Like he looks like the part.
He's like 6'4".
Damn, he's that tall.
He's a fucking tall motherfucker, dude. Because I saw him on the what was it? Bill Maher's talk show on HBO. It's like a more liberal. You don't watch it. It's a more liberal talk show. But he had Gavin Newsom on there, and then. When they were done talking, they stand up and they shake hands, and then I was like, whoa, what the fuck? I was like, so Bill Maher's either super short or Newsom's tall as shit. So I went and looked it up. I think he was 6'4".
Damn,
some shit like that. Yeah, I was like, damn, you should have been in the NBA, dude. not out here fucking trying to bring
out there hooping,
not being out here trying to birth the fucking Antichrist or whatever you're doing. I don't know, you're fucking trying to bring about the end of the goddamn world.
He's not to be in a position of power financially.
No, fuck no, dude. Yeah, dude. But who knows? I mean, obviously the next election is a complete no-brainer. So.
Yeah, but we say that, but yeah, we read the comments, man. It's not a no-brainer to some people.
Dude, it's so funny, man. Like the shit they will post sometimes, the comments, like. There's people in there that are still like diehard like Biden. Like
I know it's
and it's gotten to the point now where they're just like, well, Trump's going to prison. Like that's their argument. I'm like,
and again, which is bullshit because
talk about all this shit you're fucking the guy you voted for is doing actively right now.
But they don't care about that, which is annoying.
It's just being right.
I don't understand. Like, I don't understand people who don't care about thinking for themselves or like. Caring about themselves. I don't know. Self-preservation, man.
Yeah.
Makes no sense to me.
It's just, I don't know. When politics became like tribal, like, I don't know, man. I mean, back in the day when it was like rude to talk about religion or politics, like, I remember like being a kid, like growing up, like, that would like, if I was, you just didn't do that, man.
Yeah, I mean, you assumed, but no one really had to talk about it because we all, like, everybody knew anyways. It was like an unspoken thing.
It's like that one dude went to high school with that was, like, gay the entire time, but he wasn't. He was in the closet. We're like, we all know.
Everyone knew. Don't ask, don't tell. Like,
and then we graduate, and a few years later, he just comes out, and he's like, he made a huge post. It was funny. Like, I was like, yeah, like, I actually ran into him the other day. I was like, yeah, we knew the whole time, dude. I was like,
you weren't fooling nobody, man.
Yeah, dude. Holy shit. But I don't know, dude. I think it's going to be a landslide election, though. And I'm really curious to see how many votes less the Democratic Party gets compared to last election.
Yeah. Because now, last election, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Biden get more votes than any president in history?
Yes.
Okay. So we're working with that.
Yeah. Because I think Trump was like, what was it? Trump was like 75, 76 million, and Biden was like 81, 82, something like that. Yeah. So there is actually a really cool series that Shane Gillis did with Louis C.K. They go through every single president in history. And it is 4 episodes long, 2 hours each. It's like 8 hours of them talking about presidents.
Like just history of them or what?
Yeah. So Louis C.K. is like a huge nerd about like presidents and like American history, and then obviously Shane is too. And so they break down. They don't necessarily talk about like what they did while they're in office. They talk about who they were as people.
I gotcha. And
it's fucking cool. But they go all the way from George Washington. They get up to like Donald Trump, dude. And it's pretty wild, man. You're like, oh shit. Like, okay, cool. So just something cool to check out, man. If you want to see what we've had in our past and where people have come from and all that stuff. Some of the guys were fucked up, man. Like some of them were degenerates and shit, dude. Like it was like, yo, you did what? You know?
I mean, you can't make it to that height without doing some messed up things.
Some of them were just like raging alcoholics. Some of them were just like fucking total assholes. Some were like lunatics. I think like Andrew Jackson, like if I remember right, I can't remember. He was like something like over 200 duels or some shit in his life. Because he was a hothead and he was getting an argument. He'd be like, all right, let's go step outside. And he'd been shot like 14 times or some shit. I don't know. They said when he died, they found a fucking bullet lodged in his chest. Like that wasn't the cause of death. He had just gotten shot.
That was just in the past.
It just stayed in there. You know? Yeah, so nobody would like fuck with that dude after a while. Once he got the point across, like
he walks like, into a bar, it just becomes silent, like like a fucking Western movie, like crickets.
They're just like, everyone this dude will fucking kill you, man. I don't know, man. You want to wrap it up?
Yeah.
All right, dude. Cool. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Dumpster Diaries. As always, man, it has been a pleasure, and we will be back next week. Do your best, stay optimistic, and try to stay positive, guys.
Don't blow your fingers off the 4th of July.